Alright, picture this. You're over a wind-beaten pass, the air smells faintly of smoke and pine, and there it is, a squat building clinging to the slope. A kettle hisses, a line of chipped cups dries on a nail, and someone calls out in a voice that sounds part warning, part welcome. I fell into a place like that once. One steaming cup and a borrowed patch of sunlight turned a day near hypothermia into a slow afternoon of repairs, laughter, and directions home.
Oh, I remember. The tea that tasted of smoke and sheep and somehow fixed everything. That warmth is why these places are more than stops. They're community posts, notice boards, and sometimes the only phone line for miles.
Exactly. Today we'll make that next cup less of a gamble. 3 quick skills. Spot an authentic tea house from the road. Order in a way that respects the host and the locals and support the place without overwhelming it. There's a downloadable checklist on Travel Dairy with a few short phrases and safety reminders handy to keep on your phone.
So what's the first sign? A painted board? A fancy stall?
Not usually. Look for practical cues. A wide pull-off where a jeep can park, stacked firewood, a kettle always on the go, or a faded handwritten menu nailed to a post. Often the busiest tea houses sit where local tracks meet, a narrow bridge, a grazing turn, or where shepherds stop. If there's a small knot of people or a couple of elders chatting outside, that's a strong sign. And smell. If you get a whiff of roasting bread or spiced tea from the road, slow down.
Right, and when there's no sign at all, the local way is best. Ask someone nearby with a smile. A polite question usually wins a direction, or even an invitation.
Yes, a quick greeting and may I sit in their language goes much farther than barging in. The checklist includes a handful of phrases you can memorize. When you enter, avoid loud, fast ordering. Instead, make eye contact, offer a quiet hello, and let the host respond. That small pause shows respect for their rhythm.
Speaking of ordering, remember when you insisted we order that massive plate of lamb because you felt generous? I still wonder if that was the right call on a day they were low on supplies.
Ahan, I was overeager. You were right to look uneasy. The better move is to ask first. Is this a good time? Do you have enough? If the host hesitates, opt for a smaller order. A single cup of milky tea and a small piece of halwa or paratha shows appreciation without taking from locals. If you want to help more, buy a tiny extra item or leave a short thank you note. Gifts should be modest and agreed with the host.
No more whole roasted lamb petitions from me. But on hygiene, how can a traveller judge quickly without causing offence?
Quick checks. Is the tea served piping hot? That usually means water was boiled. Prefer cooked items over raw salads in very remote spots. If you're unsure about drinking water, choose tea or bring purification tablets. If something feels off, it's fine to politely decline and buy a sealed snack instead. The checklist gives one simple line to memorize. Hot is safer, cooked is better.
There's also the matter of leaving information. Some tea houses act as community waypoints. Is it useful to leave notes about trail conditions?
Absolutely. Short, legible notes about track conditions or a wet pass can be very helpful. Always ask the host if they want to keep that information. If you offer photos from your phone, show them first and ask permission before leaving images. The golden rule, ask first, give modestly, and respect private or clearly signposted spaces.
So, no unsolicited laminated murals glued to the wall, got it? One more. For someone nervous about being a bother, how do they leave gracefully?
A sincere thank you, pay promptly, and if you enjoyed the chat, buy that small extra item. Or tuck a short note into the corner. Avoid leaving things that might spoil. And if a host warns you about a route, say thanks, and when safe to do so, pass that info on to others. These tiny exchanges keep tea houses alive.
I love that. Be curious, be polite, and pay attention. And if a tea house offers a story with your tea, sit down and listen.
Quick recap: watch for subtle signs from the road, ask before you enter or order, choose hot and cook when in doubt, offer small purchases or notes rather than over ordering, and always ask before leaving gifts or information. For a simple checklist and useful local phrases to keep on your phone, visit Travel Dairy and download the Tea House checklist. It'll save awkward moments and help you travel kinder.
Go find a cup, taste a story, and treat the people who pour it with the same care you'd want on your own route.
If this episode made you reach for a kettle, head to Travel Dairy for the checklist and local phrase list. Subscribe to Travel Dairy for more route notes, and if you enjoyed this, share it with a friend who loves the mountains. Thanks for listening. Go find that cup.